multiply your online reach, because we just mentioned the great bursting of the Facebook bubble. You used to be able to share a message on Facebook and the people who liked you actually saw it. That doesn't work anymore. So we're going to talk about one specific thing that you can do, whether you are a business or you are an alliance, or you are an author, or you are whatever you are, you can use this technique. So we're going to talk about multiplying your thing. The first thing you have to do, though, is you have to have a message. Shout out for Luling, Texas, where I used to live when I was a kid. Who knew where Luling was? Nobody. You just cheered. Good. Thank you.
Supportive.
Be supportive. Exactly. I know it's early, but we can be supportive. Luling, Texas, what a great theme. Homegrown businesses. Great theme. Love their stuff. So, and not just because I used to live there, but I saw it and I thought, that's great. But do you have your message? Now, all of you that work with an IBA, your alliance probably has a really good message. You know your talking points. You know that you connect to human happiness and you make a better world. Your business is the same thing. Your business makes a difference in the world, right? Appliances make a difference in people's lives. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Liquor makes a difference. Beef makes a difference. Your life is different because of what these small businesses do. Even if you never buy booze from me, I support my own community, and so I am a part of something larger. And that's the whole message of this weekend, so I don't have to hammer on that too much. But you must have a message. All right. That's my timer, so I remember when I should shut up and sit down and go on with this. So the question is, who shares your message online right now? If you're in, how do you say it? Monadnock. If you're in Monadnock, I've been saying that wrong this whole time. Besides spelling it wrong, I've been saying it wrong. Monadnock. Right now, it's just you go and check your Facebook before you go to work. That's the extent of it. Then who reshares it is the question. Think about, what if we got all of the businesses to fill in the chairs and they all got together and they started sharing the message for us? If all the businesses understood the message, had it clear, and shared it with their group of people. Because when I make the initial post, that gets seen by a tiny fraction, but when you reshare it, that's a vote of confidence. Facebook likes that. Then they let not only my post be seen by more people, but then the one that was shared has a greater value and gets seen by more people. So reshares are incredibly valuable, incredibly valuable. So if we could get all of the businesses together and spread that message, we would enhance our reach online for all of us. All right, now I'm going to tell you this story of one particular person. This is about Leslie McClellan from Lake Arrowhead, California. She worked for the Chamber of Commerce. She worked for the Chamber of Commerce for 20 long years, working especially in tourism. They gave her a budget for marketing and promotion of $50,000. That's not a bad budget. And then they came to her late in 2009 and said, your budget for marketing next year is $500. That's what she said. And so social media went from, hey, we're looking at that, to, oh my God, we're going to start using that. Because she had a great message. She had a really tight message. She'd been doing it for 20 years. She knew what they did. She just couldn't pay to put it out there anymore. She had to find a way to get it out there without paying money. So that's when she got busy with online. So how did she do it? She asked the businesses. She asked the businesses to get involved in sharing the message. So here's how she did it. She's in Chamber of Commerce. She got on the email list and emailed out to the members and said, we're going to have a meetup about social media. I'd like everyone to show up. She got 35 people out of the business group in Lake Arrowhead, California. That's a pretty good turnout. Lake Arrowhead is not that huge of a community in terms of how many business owners there are. 35 people came the first time. She said some of them were very social savvy and knew all about it, and some of them were absolute rank beginners. But they had an educational component. Somebody taught a lesson, basically, and then she did the most amazing thing, which was she handed out the tweets of the week. She handed out the tweets and Facebook posts of the week on paper, exactly as she wanted to see them shared. Now, imagine a graph of the level of businesses who are sharing the exact message you want shared. When you don't tell them, the number of people who share the exact message that you hope they will share, if you didn't tell them, is 0, or that one lucky person that just really knows, your board president really knows what you wanted them to say. If you hand it out on paper, what happens to the level of engagement right there? The number of people who share the accurate message when you hand it to them on paper goes way up, goes way up. So she asked her businesses, they did a monthly meeting, she hands out the information. And suddenly she has a whole army of people out there sharing her message. So that $500 is starting to go a lot further. She also, so there it is, she told me, when she gave me this, she said, that's a really early version. Those are early tweets, I was still learning, don't make fun of them. So, but I just want to say, when you hand it out and it's got the links that you can track and you put, now later she learns about hashtags and better things to share. So, you know, she gets better at it as she goes, but this was her learning process. That process, if you hand it to them exactly how you want it, you're going to get much better results. So you're extending your reach. Leslie made it clear that this was a cooperative venture. This was a cooperative venture. You had to promote the group as a whole, not just one business. Everybody had to get together and cooperate. Now, some businesses would bring their own message to share as well, and most folks were happy to then share each other's business messages. So just like you got on your interest list first thing in the morning and found business messages that you could reshare, each business can bring those to the group in person and can get those reshared. Now, Buffer app, which is another great, it's kind of like if then that. It's another one of those tools that expands your abilities. Buffer app just released some research that they collected from several sources about posting frequency. And the bottom line is this: the more often you post, the more people see your stuff. I'm summarizing like 30 pages of research there that came with graphs and everything. The more often you post, the more people see your stuff. Okay, so like up to 30 times a day on Twitter, you're still continuing to build the level of engagement with your customers and with the people that follow you. At least, they said minimum 1 to 2 times a day on Facebook. Now, how many businesses actually sit down and update their Facebook every single day? Not enough. So if you give them more information, they're much more likely to do that. If you hand them the list of stuff, they're much more likely to get it done. I'm a business owner too. There's plenty of things to do. I mean, I know that as a volunteer, you have 2,000 things to do, but when you hand it to them, you increase the likelihood that it'll happen. How am I on time? Oh, 3 minutes. All right. So extend your reach, and when you give them the information, they share it. It extends everyone's reach. Everybody's posts are going to get seen more because what you're doing is, let me skip ahead, you're rippling out the information. So when you throw that message into the pond, it creates ripples out from you. Do you need to be active on every one of these social networks? No, you do not, because there are people in your network who are. It's your job to give them the tools so they can generate ripples for you. However many people are in your network, there are lots more in the network of all of your businesses combined. And then if they reshare and they have active, engaged customers and they're extending their own reach by posting more often, you're extending it outward from there. So you don't have to do all of it. You just have to know the right people, share it to your people so that they can share it outward from there. Let's see. She also, this works for special events too. When you have movie night and you teach everybody the Goofy song, then what Leslie did in Lake Arrowhead is she actually wrote the script for the announcer. This is in 2009, 2010, so this is a little early for the announcer at the Lake Arrowhead Summer Concert Series to even understand what he's reading, but he's reading, "If you are having a good time, please tweet about it or post to Facebook using the hashtag LA concert." Okay, now, but people understood, the right people in the audience went, "Oh, we have a hashtag," and they got all over it, okay? They did this at every weekend concert all summer long. By the July 4th weekend concert, those people racked up 15,000 mentions of Lake Arrowhead's hashtag in one weekend. Leslie was so excited. So $500 is going a lot further now. So it's a matter of asking the people who are there and involved and already excited to be your champions. Let them be your champions. Now, this works with your business as well. Your business has people that love it. There are people that love your business. There are. Especially if you sell candy. Even if you sell appliances. I don't care what you do. People love your business and want to share what you are doing. Okay. So it is, Leslie summed it all up by saying it was like we had this extra army of people between concert goers and second homeowners who helped to get the word out. So that's one simple technique. Figure out what your message is. get people together in person, share that message with them so they can share it onward and forward. One reason, how am I? Oh, I'm over? No, I have 25 seconds. Okay, so the last thing is, one reason it's important to do it in person is so when the businesses bring the message that they're going to share to the group, like, Jill brings the message from the bank and she wants people to share that out. The reason you do that in person is so that if Jill is one of those people who doesn't get it yet, which Jill does, but if she is and she's going, here, just, Sunday kind of message, you can help her tone it down in person and help her understand the kind of thing you want to have shared. So you get an opportunity to educate your business owners as well at the same time. So that's one technique. Print it out, hand it to them, they're much more likely to share it, and you all benefit from the extended reach.